Ruben Amorim, more like Ruben Amo in. You're watching Foot and Mouth. Welcome back to the show. It is just me in studio today. We're talking about my team. I figured this would be the way to do it. I've got the shirt on. It's been a tough couple of years for Man United. Let's be honest. Ever since Fergie left, which was at this point 10 plus years ago, it's not been going well. I don't know what to necessarily put that up to. Is it the players? Is it the coaches? We've had so many players. We've had so many coaches. Could it be everything? I don't know, but we are in a new era, the Amorim era. Let's start from the beginning. The year is 1941. Debbie and John Ferguson have given birth to their son Alex. No, let's not go that far back. Let's start with Amorim though. Amorim, 39 years old, coming in from Sporting, up and coming young manager. I personally think he's very similar to Ten Hag. Ten Hag had coming from a league that was maybe not so big, the Portuguese league. Ten Hag is from the Dutch league. It's not the biggest league. He did do well in that league. Same with Amorim, did well in the Portuguese league with Sporting. Sporting is maybe a different situation because you wouldn't say Sporting's the biggest team in Portugal, whereas you would say Ajax probably is the biggest team in the Dutch league. And for him to do as well as he did with Sporting, I think he won the Portuguese league in his first season, which is the first time it was done in, I think, 19 years. And again, to do it in Portugal, everybody knows Benfica, they know Porto. For a team like Sporting to come in, to do it, to actually win, and I think they won again in the 2021 season with Amorim. He also won Manager of the Season, I think, in his first season. To come in to a team like Sporting in a league that's dominated by a top two, it's a big deal. It is a big deal. He's coached for Braga as well, the Braga B team. I think that's where he kind of started. So look, he hasn't done the most. He hasn't achieved the most. He hasn't done much. But what he has done is quite impressive. Let's be honest. He's come into Man United now. He's kicked Ruud out of the team. A lot of people wanted Ruud to stay. And fair enough. Ruud didn't have a bad spell at all at United. And he, in a perfect world, he maybe is given more time. Maybe he is given at least till the end of the season. I know we heard the talks that Amorim was pressured and told he has to come immediately. If he doesn't come immediately, he's not getting the job, which is a bit of a weird ultimatum, especially at this point in time, especially with what he's done with Sporting. You would think, let the dude stay there and finish the season at least, but no. I like it. Personally, I like it. As a United fan, I like it. If Sir Jim and Ineos know what they want, they know Ruben Amorim's the guy, go get him. Do whatever it takes. Pay him out of his whatever clause he's in. Pay him out of his contract. Get the dude to come to the team. If that's what you really want, get him. And yeah, it seems like that's kind of what they've done. So I don't really have an issue with that. Obviously, he did turn down the Liverpool gig, which I guess, interesting. The Arne Slot wasn't their first choice. Where they would be if they did get Amorim, I don't know. What that would do with the situation in United, I don't know. But Man City, apparently, also the rumors was he was going to take over from Guardiola at some point. So these are good signs. If United is able to get a manager like this that was wanted by a bunch of other teams, because West Ham are also in the talk. I don't know if he went to West Ham or they went to him. But yeah, for United to get him, it's a good sign. Clearly there is something there if all these other teams are kind of after the dude. But yeah, look, he's come in, gotten rid of the old staff, gotten rid of Ruud. Look, there's still, Fletcher's still there. I don't know what he's doing to stay there, but Fletcher is still there. But he's gotten his own team in, which is what you want. You want the dude with the coaching staff who's done well at a former team to bring that coaching staff and keep doing what he's doing. You don't want him to mix and match because we already have enough issues. And at this point, everything Ten Hag touched is kind of cursed. The Midas touch, Ten Hag's got the opposite. Any coach, same thing with Ruud, any coach or player associated with Ten Hag at this point should probably go. It may sound tough, but unfortunately that's the way it is. It's cursed. It's all cursed. Everything Ten Hag touches is cursed. But yeah, look, he's done his first interview, or first couple of interviews now, and already the order. I know we talk about kids talk about order. The order. He's already a much more likable dude than Ten Hag, I would say. Which I know how much of that is down to Ten Hag just being Dutch, and Dutch people aren't necessarily the most fucking smooth, cool guys. I know his head was, but he's not the most smooth, cool guy. Arne Slot seems like a nice guy, but look, maybe he's the exception to the rule. But He seems nice. He seems personable. He seems laid back. He's friendly. For players, I think that's a better vibe because Ten Hag always kind of gave me like strict teacher vibes. And if that's me as a 26-year-old saying that, imagine 18, 19-year-old Garnacho and Diallo seeing this dude who are literally just out of high school. So yeah, look, all of these signs are good signs. They all point to change and to good change. Let's get into the way he plays though. He's known for his 3-4-3 or 3-4-2-1 formation. Basically 3 at the back, 4 in the mid, including the wing backs, 2 cams and a forward. It's a very interesting formation. We don't see many. I off the bat, I think it works for United because we do have a lot of centre backs. And having 3 centre backs, I mean, while that works, we also have a lot of cams. So I think having 2 cams instead of 1, which was always Bruno, having 2 cams there opens doors for players like Eriksen or Mount, who are cams who didn't really get to play as much. I know Mount is injured all the time, but who are cams who don't really get to play in that position all the time because Bruno is there. Bruno's always going to be there. So at least there's another spot now. He does use wing backs, or I guess you would consider them wing backs, wouldn't you? He usually has them more attacking at Sporting. The wing backs at Sporting are usually more attacking, or he'll go 1 defensive, 1 attacking, whatever. With United, it's tough. Even in the Premier League, it's tough. We don't really see wing backs being used, to be honest. So it does raise some interesting questions. Whether they'll be answered, I don't know. But yeah, look, let's start with the lineup. I think an easy way, 3 at the back. Onana is guaranteed to play. I think there's 3 players in this United squad that are guaranteed to play. Ugarte, Onana, Bruno. Those 3 are guaranteed to play. Bruno, because he's Portuguese. Ugarte, he coached Ugarte. And Onana, I think he's the goalkeeper. And also Onana's not really doing too bad right now, to be honest. He's the least of Amorim's worries. But yeah, so let's start. Onana at the back for sure, guaranteed, no question. I don't think he will even look at buying another goalkeeper. I think that's that. The 3 at the back will go Martinez. Obviously, Martinez is very good. He's also a left-footed centre back, so I think him on that left centre back position kind of works. De Ligt, obviously new signing. He's good. De Ligt has proved himself. You could argue, I think with this one, you could argue maybe Maguire. Maguire we might see come in as well. Yoro, when Yoro's fit, 18-year-old Yoro, when he's fit, I think he will immediately come in here as well. So I think in best case scenario, that's the 3 at the back. Martinez, De Ligt, Yoro. I think they basically cover everything. Yoro is quick, he can do the running. Martinez is also very good at playing the ball up. De Ligt is big, he's tall, he can win headers. He's also very physical. So I think that kind of covers all the boundaries at the back. The mid is another question. Ugarte will start. So if we're gonna talk the 4 in the mid, Ugarte will be there for sure. And then obviously between Casemiro, Kobe Mainu, Mason Mount, Eriksen, it's going to be Mainu. Let's be honest. Mainu is the future. I think even Amorim coming into the team can recognize that. Ugarte and Mainu probably will be the 2 in the middle. And I absolutely have no argument with that. We will probably see Casemiro come in and out at times because Mainu, I think, is kind of going through a little bit of an injury right now. And fair enough, Casemiro has also been decent so far. He deserves a spot. With the way he plays also, it may work for him to be a little more defensive. Ugarte can be a little more attacking, or vice versa. We've seen Casemiro play some nice fucking through balls. And then, yeah, we get to the wingers/wing backs. Me, personally, I would put defenders there. Or I would put at least 1 defender there. I would put Sheesh, this is actually tough. I would put Mizraoui there. He's been so consistent. Look, and the reason is because I want to put Delo there as well. Delo's very good at attacking. We've seen him whip balls in. We've seen the system of his now under Ruud and under Ten Hag, where he basically inverted fullback. He's coming into the mid. He's going up. So Delo's a good shout. But I would put Mizraoui there just because he's been so consistent. He deserves everything he's getting. He deserves to play. For the consistency he's shown, he deserves to play based off of that alone. And then the other wing. It's a bit tougher. You've got the usual wingers at United right now. Anthony, Rashford, Garnacho, Diallo. Look, I would put Garnacho on the left wing. I would actually put Garnacho on the left wing. So we've got Mizraoui as the right fullback, Garnacho as the left fullback. And I know Garnacho is an attacker. Will he work as hard defensively? I don't know. He will probably be told to do that. And he's young, he's fit. He probably could do that. So I would expect him to. If it does happen, I would I would expect him to be able to do that. I don't expect players like Rashford to be able to do that. We know how famously Rashford does not work hard or backtrack at all. So I don't expect Rashford to be able to do a job on the wing backs. Anthony could maybe do it. How invested Amorim is in Anthony, we don't know. How invested you can be in Anthony, we don't know. Anthony hasn't really proved himself at all, to be honest. So yeah, look, I think Garnacho, Muzraoui, I think that covers your bases. One's more defensive, one's more attacking. How Garnacho is going to deal with wingers of other teams and have to defend off that, I have no clue. But also famously, Amorim is known for like changing positions and making players play in different ways. So if he can get Garnacho to change his style a bit, maybe be a bit more defensive, I think it works. I honestly think it will work. And then the most interesting part of this formation for me is those two cams. What is going to happen there? Obviously, Bruno, like I mentioned, is guaranteed. Bruno is one of them. He will be one of them for sure. And also it's hard to argue. Bruno has been, I think, like under KDB, I think Bruno's got the most goal involvements since he signed for the league. So yeah, I think it's hard to argue Bruno not being in that cam spot. Who's next to him is the question. There's options. There's actually a lot of options. You got Mason Mount, you got Eriksen, you got Xerxes, you got Rashford, you got Diallo. You got even Garnacho's in there. Basically, the wingers are there as well. Let me just run through them quickly. Mount, for obvious reasons. We've seen him, what he did at Chelsea back in the day. He was one of Chelsea's best players back in the day, a couple of years ago. He knows what to do. He has been a cam. He's done it before. And also, let's be honest, you have to do something with Mason Mount at some point. The only issue with that is the dude injury prone? We've seen him barely play for United, and in that time, he's gotten injured a handful of times. So it's not a good sight. He's injured again as we speak right now, so I don't know if he comes in immediately. But look, Mount is a big option. He's a very big option. Xerxes as well, and I know Xerxes, a lot of people are assuming Xerxes will be the striker. Judging by the way he does at Sporting with Gyökeres, he emphasizes the striker a lot, and that striker is there to do one thing: score goals. They have to be direct, they have to be aggressive, and I don't think Xerxes really fits the bill. And looking at him play, he definitely fits the bill of a cam. He can hold up, he can pass, he's physical. So I think in this situation, and I even think in most situations, to be honest, I think Xerxes works out better as a cam. So having another cam spot available, maybe he just gets it. And then also Rashford. I do want to touch on Rashford. It's interesting. Rashford has been... Look, we know he can do it. We saw that first Ten Hag season. We've seen a couple seasons before that as well. We know he can do it. The issue with Rashford is consistently. He's so inconsistent, it's kind of pointless to even have him. Look, you will... He can fucking boot the ball. You will want him there to shoot. As a cam in this Amorim team, he's going to have a lot of options. He's not just there to play the ball and assist, especially with Bruno next to him. He will have a lot of chances to go up, be next to Rasmus, and maybe score his own goal. So I think with that being said, I think Rashford in this Amorim system could work. He's one of the players I think, like Garnacho, Amorim could slightly change the way he plays and have him work in the system. It's not guaranteed though. Obviously, at this point, Rashford is like 27, 28. He is an adult. He's fully developed. He's at his peak right now. This should be his peak. It's clearly not though. He was better a few years ago, but this should be it. And then I just want to touch on Diallo as well. Diallo's, like, for me, a good all-arounder. He can pass. He's creative. He can shoot. The only thing he's lacking is physicality. But I think other than that, he's basically the perfect dude for that position. He can do everything. Me personally, I think Bruno and Diallo. I think Bruno and Diallo should be the cams. I think those should be the cams. I think they got a nice balance to them. Rashford hasn't proved himself. I wouldn't really want to put Mount, is so inconsistent as well. Xerxes, I wouldn't want to put him there. I would put Diallo and Bruno there. Honestly, that's to me most consistent. I feel like they could work well with each other. And then let's touch on the striker position. This is an important one, but I think it's already taken. Rasmus Højlund. The only other option is Xerxes, and like I said, I actually think Xerxes is more suited for a cam, which also makes me think that he will want to bring in his own striker. I think he will want to buy a striker at some point. We've actually seen talks of He might want to do Rashford as striker. Interesting. We'll see how that works out. But yeah, I think Rasmus, he plays similar to Gyökeres. Both aggressive, both direct, both big, both physical. I think they play similarly to each other, and I think that works for that case. So yeah, that's my team. What do you? Let's just go from the bat. I've got Martinez, De Ligt, Yoro at the back. I've got Ugarte, Kobe, Mainu, Mizraoui, and Garnacho in the mid. I've got Diallo, Bruno as the cams, and I've got Rasmus up front. Obviously, Onana, you don't even have to mention him. You know he's there. Is that his best team? In my opinion, yes. Is that the team he's going to choose? No, I think he's actually going to. I think he's going to rotate a lot. So I don't think we will necessarily. He's got a lot of games to play. I don't think we'll necessarily see his base team for a while as well. Yoro's still injured. Speaking of though, his first couple of games. Look, he's got Ipswich this weekend. It's going to be interesting. He's got Arsenal, City's coming up as well. But I think his first couple is Ipswich, Bodo Glimt, Everton, which is doable. Let's be honest. United fans need to be patient with this guy. We can't throw the baby out with the bathwater. If the first season, maybe the first 2 seasons isn't amazing. Remember, he's coming in midway through this season. If the first couple of seasons aren't amazing, we can't overreact. We absolutely, as United fans, we can't overreact. We have to give him time. I wanted the same thing with Ten Hag. We did give Ten Hag actually did give Ten Hag a lot of time. I know he was the earliest manager fired, but we did give him a lot of time. At some point, we have to stop this whole 2-3 season Man United coach rotation thing where we get a new coach every couple of seasons. I'm hoping it stops with him. I was hoping it stopped with Ten Hag, to be honest. But yeah, we cannot overreact. I have a lot of high hopes in this dude. Let's be honest. The signs are all positive. Sporting play hard possession. They play aggressively. They're good in defense. If we can get United to play that same way, it is nowhere but up from here for United. Whether he's going to be able to do that, I don't know. We've had good coaches come in and they've all given their best shot and they are all gone. But I've got high hopes. I think Amorim. I don't know if this is worth anything. I think Amorim is the guy. Judging by the way that his personality, the way he plays, I think he kind of is a better version of Ten Hag. And with that being said, I'm gonna end it there. I think he's a better version of Ten Hag. I honestly think that's the perfect way to end it. I think he's a better version of Ten Hag. Thank you for watching the video. Like and subscribe. Let me know what you think of the team. Let me know what your team would be, and I'll catch you in the next video.